Hello guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Summer. So in this video, I want to discuss something with you guys. The other day I was on YouTube and I saw this suggested video and they said something about, did it say abandoned mansions? I can't remember now. I will actually put it on the screen for you guys to see it and I'll put a link. I really want you guys to watch this video. And I'm going to be honest, I watched that video and I cried. I'm not going to lie. When I say I cried, I'm not joking. Like I cried real tears. Because it just shows so much. How do I... Okay, let me just go on and then you will get my message towards the end. So this guy, he was talking about abandoned mansions. Well, basically, he was talking about a lot of Igbo land and a lot of amazing mansions that people build in Igbo land. And they are basically not lived in and they are full of, you know, wildlife like a lizard or whatever living in there because these people are living in other places. I'm a deep thinker, like something simple. I think all the way, like all the way. I started processing what this guy was saying and I even went deeper. I'm an Igbo girl, for those that do not know, meaning that I'm from that part of Nigeria. My father built his house. There were no story buildings in my village. But my father built a 2-story building. So my father's house was a spectacle. People were coming from far and wide, you know, to come and see. You know, they will go and tell somebody else, there is a house a man built in They have never seen houses like that before in their lives. You understand? That is how big deal it was. We were initially in Lagos and then we moved to Benin. My father did not build it in Lagos. He did not build in Benin. He built his mansion, let me put it that way, in the village. And we're paying rent. There are a few things I want to touch on that I'm hoping it will make a lot of us think. Some part of it is really sad, to be honest with you. But the other part is to make us, you know, think and see the change we're looking for. It may not come from me, but it may come from you or the next person or the next person. But it takes us realizing our potentials to know the changes that are possible. Okay, one area I want to address is why do a lot of Igbos prioritize building in the village before building anywhere else? Okay, but that mentality is changing. For some people, it's not like that. I keep saying personal aspect of it. My father, later on in life, he always said it. I've shared videos about how my father became very poor and we became very poor. I was born into wealth. I've always said it, you know, and my father regretted building in the village first. He said he should have built in Lagos first. Because when the economy of the country changed, he did no longer have the capacity or the ability to build in Lagos. He couldn't afford it. And he said if he had built in Lagos first, the way property market went, he would have been so comfortable that building in the village would have still been possible. Because they saw the rent in Lagos went sky high. So people that even bought a piece of land, they sold the land and the money that they made from that land was enough to go to the village and build mansions. So he realized that economically, it was not the best idea to have built in the village first. He's not saying he wouldn't have built in the village, but he would have built in the city first. Even in retirement, if he sold his house in Lagos, he will be able to build a mansion in the village. I'm saying this for anybody that is watching this and they are thinking about their lives and their plans. With what I've just said, start calculating and see if it helps you to make your decision. I'm saying it because, you know, some of us live in Europe, some of us live in America or wherever, and they are living in one-room apartment and they are paying $1,000, 1,000 pounds or euros or whatever for that one-room apartment, and they go to their village and they build a massive mansion. All their salaries, they have spent it on that. And they are still here paying rent of 1,000 a month, right? They never own a house here. You're here living in a one-room apartment and you build a mansion in the village that lizards, wild geckos are living in. What is the house for? Listen, because some people, no matter how they don't quickly process what I'm saying. Always listen and then you leave your comment. I'm not saying don't build in the village. It's a beautiful idea, but I'm telling you that spending 1,000 a month in abroad is a big waste of money when you can first of all build your own house abroad or buy your own house abroad. But instead of paying a rent of 1,000, let that 1,000 be your mortgage. 1,500. I'm even saying 1,000 for one room. There are places where your rents are 1,500, 1,800, 2,000, depending on the size of the house. Okay, so instead of doing that, why don't you buy a house first? Be paying the mortgage so that this money you're throwing is not the money you're throwing to a landlord. Money you give to a landlord is gone. No, they come back. It doesn't come back to you. Instead of paying that rent, let it be your mortgage. That in many years to come, if you decide that, okay, oh yeah, I'm moving back to Nigeria, then you can actually sell that house and use it to build a mansion to retire in Nigeria. Some people may never even retire. I'm not saying do it this way, but I'm saying let what I'm saying make you begin to rethink. Paying a rent, that is, your money is gone. They come back to you. That's another thing. We're talking about people building mansions. I know many people that own mansions in Nigeria. They know the good here. Their children have never even set foot in their villages. Never. Nobody has ever lived there. They may have one family member staying there to keep it occupied. Or may have gate man. Gate man is just there minding the compound for them. What is the purpose of a house when you're not living in it? You get my point. I'm just saying, let this make you think. That is the economical, money management aspect of it I'm just discussing. But on the other hand, it also got me thinking of why our people are actually living abroad or living. Some people are building mansions that are living in Lagos. Some people are building mansions that are living in outside Igbo land, abroad. America, UK, Australia, whatever. Maybe they come once in 2 years or once a year. Is that house that you go to once a year what you have in this kind of mansion you're paying rent abroad? You understand? I'm saying have a mortgage so that you know that it's your house. Even if it's one room apartment, it's a mortgage, it's no money that's being thrown away to landlord. Now, then on the other hand, I'm thinking about the fact that, coming back to the area of when I saw these videos and I saw how beautiful some of these areas are, and I'm saying this is where I come from. See as if I pass abroad. How can we have this and we are basically exiles from our own homeland? Why? Wouldn't it have been great if our place was so good that we don't have to go abroad? Wouldn't it have been great if our place... I'm looking at these mansions, I'm like, imagine this kind of environment, this kind of living, and we have a beautiful land that naturally we have. I see it all the time, a country where if you eat orange and throw the seed, spit the seed out, you come back months later, you see the seed growing. That is how fertile that land is. It makes you sad because this America and all this we're all moving to. They are a piece of land like ours. It's just that their countries are better in these other ways. It makes you sit back and feel so sad. And now it's even worse because now some people, Igbos, are afraid to go home. They're afraid to go home because of this killing, this story. I'm just saying a lot of things came to my mind. Now there is this katakata going on, this whatever, where Igbo land, you hear today this killing, there's this one going on, there's this one, this killing, and you're thinking, will home ever be home? This is going to make me emotional. Like some Nigerians now go on holidays and I'm going to holidays, they're living abroad. They will take their children to Spain, take their children to wherever on holidays. Instead of in the olden days, holidays used to be the whole of summer break, you go to your village and your children will spend 2 months, 3 months, their whole summer break in the village. That is slowly dying down. People are afraid to go home. I know many friends here that have mansions, that when they go to Nigeria, they stay in Lagos, they don't go to their villages. That is sad. That is sad. Like, you guys check out this guy's video. It just honestly made me sad. I'm not saying don't live anywhere you want to live in the world. You can still choose because there are still some Americans that are living in the UK and some British people living in America. People can still live anywhere. But when people say, I want to go home, and then they're afraid to go to their own villages, it's sad. And I'm thinking, when will this solution ever come? When will this change ever come for my people? And it's sad. It's really sad. And I'm wondering, will there ever be an end in sight? I remember as a kid growing up in Nigeria, we used to go home for Christmas. I remember the post I was talking about when we cross River Niger, when we see that bridge, there is this feeling in your stomach that I can't explain it. You can feel the butterfly in your stomach. Until date, whenever I look at River Niger Bridge, I can't explain that feeling, the nostalgia. And then you're looking and you're saying, are we ever going to have that? Our children and their children, will they ever be able to enjoy what we enjoyed as kids, going home for Christmas? Even then, we used to go home for Christmas, for Eririji, New Year Festival. We went home for, and it was heaven to go home in those days. But now, you even say you're coming. Family members are the ones telling their family member, no come village, there's too much chaos, don't come home, don't come down, don't come. Imagine that. Like I said, it made me feel so sad to see such a beautiful, to know that this is where I come from, to see the potentials of my place. And they know that it's also behind when it comes to, in relation to the potentials, that it has. Do you know? And then it just gets you thinking, and this is the part that is so painful and frustrating, is the powerlessness that you feel when you think about it. Because some people will be like, do something for your people. Some people think, you too can do something. That's true. There's so much we can do as individuals. But there are some basic foundational things that you need in place before you can even do some of the things you can do. I'll give an example. I'm a nurse. When it comes to healthcare, there is some things I can do, right? As a nurse, if I want to get a group of nurses, student nurses, or people in healthcare, to bring them to, let's say, my village every summer, for them to come and help in one way or the other, voluntarily. They can help impart their knowledge to the local people, the local nurses, work in hospitals for free, go from house to house and do basically, voluntary work. There are a lot of foreigners that will be so delighted to do it. A lot of them, student nurses. When I say, some student nurses are already kind of like almost there. So they have knowledge already. They have, they kind of already trained. And even nurses, student nurses and nurses, a lot of them derive joy from stuff like this. During their summer break, they can go. I know some foreigners that even their annual leave, they can decide to use it to go. For them is an exposure to a different environment. The idea of practicing in that different environment, it boosts their training as nurses. It's even amazing for their CVs. And they like to experience something different. I'm telling you, there are foreigners that do not even mind that you don't have stable electricity. They will come. They actually like the fact that they're going to remote villages. Remote villages are a completely different environment from the environment they are growing up in. Environment that are different from their own countries. They are very delighted to do stuff like that. For them, they come home. In short, when they go, they'll be sending pictures to their family and be like, oh, I went to this village, I went to that. They see it as an amazing experience. And they are happy to come and volunteer their time and effort and everything. Some of them are even ready to pay for their own flights and everything. I, for example, that is one area I can say, okay, this is my territory. I can organize something like that. And I can bet you a lot of them will be very willing to come. But unfortunately, this is where I say there are some things that are not within your control, no matter how much you try, as an individual. A lot of these countries, Europe, America, a lot of these countries, Nigeria is now on their blacklist of countries to visit. They have websites where they educate their people about countries not to go to, countries that are not safe. Nigeria is one of those countries. I, as an individual, that small thing that I can contribute, unfortunately, is not within my control because the safety of these people is not within my control. This is how bad things have gotten. When I saw this video, this guy posted, and I said, I'm going to be honest, part of me was like, in what way can I contribute? In what way can I? And I thought about it that there's so much powerlessness involved because the basic things that are needed to make my contribution possible are not there. Safety of citizens, they're not in my hands. There are so many things that when you think about it, it makes you weak to your bones. There are a lot of us that want to contribute something in our lifetime that the next generation can benefit from. But unfortunately, when you look at the situation on ground, you just feel so powerless. So people will say, it's prayer. We are all praying, but we need more than prayers. Something I actually forgot to say. The reason, this is what my father told us, right, when he was alive. This idea of Igbos wanting to build these mansions in the village and manage whatever abroad. My father, from what he explained, he said it is because of the Biafran War. Now, if I'm not mistaken, my father is saying that a lot of Igbos, the idea of building mansions in their villages and building in the village first, because of the Biafran War, because of that mentality that if Nigeria was to ever break up or whatever, at least if I have to return back to my place, I have something there. Even when they did, when there was my people say also Abiola, a lot of you that Nigerians will know, a lot of Igbos were running home. It showed people what it is there was emergency, everybody's running home, and then they come home and they realize that, okay, I should actually have something back home. So, but there's still that mentality in the typical Igbo mind that Let me do something home in case of the future. If Nigeria ever splits up, if something ever happens, if there's ever a war, this is my home. At least I can say this is mine. So that mentality of building a home first before you invest abroad, I think that's where that mentality is, of that in case Makadia Mama, But now I've addressed the area of why they want to build back home first is because they want that safety net that if anything ever happens anywhere in the world, Tobaya, at least where you come from, there's something there waiting for you. So that mentality comes from there, that let's build up home first. But I've also addressed the fact that, we can wait. I understand that mentality, but people should wait. Instead of throwing your money away, paying rent abroad and all of those things, consider investing in a mortgage. I've said that. And then I talked about the idea of, looking at it and seeing how beautiful my place is and seeing the potentials, and how sad it is that unfortunately we're not attaining that potential because of obagara, katakata, chaos, because of all this, so many things going on right now in Igbo land. On the other hand, like I said, there's no point in just thinking of a problem. The right way is to think about, okay, there is this problem. What can I do? What can you and I, what can we do as individuals? And you come to find that there's a bit of powerlessness, knowing that there's so much you can do for your people, your community and all of that you cannot really do because of the basic things that are needed to be on ground are not there. And you cannot bring those basic things into place. An individual cannot stop the stuff going on in Igbo land right now. An individual cannot stop the lack of safety and everything. Honestly, it got me thinking, what is the solution? What is the way? How can we better Igbo land? I'm discussing this thing because when I saw this video, it came to my mind. My friends that are Igbos, when they go to Nigeria, they stay in Lagos, they stay in Abuja, they will stay anywhere else, but they will not go to their villages. That can't change. That can't change. Something can be done. When I say they don't go, it's not like they even go for one day and come back. No, they will go. They have massive mansions in their villages. They will go and stay in Lagos for a whole month. They will not go to their village at all. That is sad. That is really sad. Because looking at this guy's video and seeing all these mansions, and I can bet you some of these people will die not ever enjoying those mansions. Is there not something we can do to change this? Is there not something we can do to change it where our children, we can say we're going on a summer holiday and we can take our children to these remote villages and have a great time and get to see them enjoy what they have? Because that is their home as well. I understand we live abroad. Abroad has become a home in a way. But why should they always only enjoy their abroad home? Why can't they also, once a year, go to these villages and enjoy those homes as well that they come from? You see, a lot of we're getting older every day. But I'm thinking about the next generation. What can we do to make sure that our children and their children and their children's children can say, yes, I'm going to Nigeria for my summer holidays. I'm going to Nigeria for my Christmas break. Why should they be deprived of the opportunity of enjoying our land? Why? It's heartbreaking. I'm making this video. I don't have the answers. Honestly, I don't have the answers. Comment section. What is the way out? How do we fix Igbo land? How do we change this? Igbos, common, we cannot go to Igbo land. Why? I feel like it's unfair. It is unfair for our children not to enjoy what we have. If we don't even do it for ourselves, let's do it for our children and our generations unborn. That Igbo land can be that heaven that it used to be, that some of us enjoyed as kids. They should be able to enjoy that. Let it end with our generation. Let the next generation be better. Let the one after that be better. Igbo land cannot be left like this ghost. Look at these massive places looking like ghost towns. People building mansions that they don't get to enjoy. Honestly, I don't even know what else to say in this video. But I truly want us to, rub minds in the comment section. What is the solution? I saw that and I want to come here and share with you guys. Like I said, I'll put a link. You guys should check it out. And check out this massive, beautiful environment, beautiful homes that people are building, they are not living in. This can be different. We are in the Igbo. Igbo people are going internationally. Igbo people are coming to Lagos, are going to Abuja and building economically and every way possible and building up those places. And our Igbo land is like this, abandoned. Can these places not become like Abuja? Can these places not become like Lagos? Can these places not be better? I believe they can be better. What do we do? What is the solution? Anyways, I honestly don't know what else to say. I just wanted to come and present it here for discussion. As always, whatever your opinions are, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And with that, I'm just going to say thank you for watching. Until the next time, guys. Bye-bye. Bye.